My name is Debbie Beck, and I founded the Free Book Buggie. So our mission is, in a nutshell, getting books into children's hands, getting free books into children's hands, and flooding their homes so that they have home libraries with age-appropriate books. It got started back in 2018 when I was traveling with my daughter in Brazil. We were walking in a coastal town called Karachi, and there was a Volkswagen bus parked in the park. And I grew up in Florida. We had a Volkswagen bus, so immediately I had a little connection there. And looked over, and the guy had all the doors open. There were books inside all of the doors. He had tables out in the park filled with books. And we were probably hundreds of yards away. And I grabbed my daughter's arm and I said, I know what I'm doing when I get home. And that was it. We sat in the little park. She had a little tiny notebook, and we sat down and started coming up with names. But it was, the passion is what struck me. It was so natural. This is what I need to do. So the idea behind this was I knew that there were children that did not have books, did not have access to books, and I knew that there were books that were thrown away. So how do I marry those two ideas? I just have fun. I get to be a kid all the time. This is the most fun part, right, Sandy? Yes. I get to be... Sandy's my program director. I get to be a kid all the time. And people ask me, do you have grandchildren? And I don't have any of my own yet, but I say, yes, I have thousands of them. And I get to have fun with them, give them books, and then they go home with their parents. Some of them have adults in their family that are supportive of books, reading. Mm-hmm. Some do not. Yeah. So having a team of volunteers show up with the buggy and encourage these kids, and we have volunteers of all ages that come and help us. That's awesome. I won't tell you the exact number, but I will tell you the ballpark. We are in our 6.5 years now. We have given away over 450,000 back to children in our community. All of them donated, all of them free. Collaboration is how we do this. We partner with police departments, we partner with food shelters, loads of other nonprofits all across the Twin Cities, Head Start, and because all of them have the audience of children that we need to reach. So that's how partnering with them helps us reach more and more children. We have books in Ramsey County Detention Center. We have books in Hennepin County Courthouse offices. I mean, we are all over the place. 2 years ago, we expanded, and we now have a satellite location down in Rochester, Minnesota. We also, about almost a year ago now, we expanded, and we have a satellite location up in Duluth, Two Harbors area. Wow. So the Free Book Buggy is beginning to stretch its wings, and I think the one that grabs me the most is when, and we still get them to this day, almost 7 years later, when a child takes a book, finds out that it's actually theirs to keep, and will hug it and say, do I really get to keep this? Right? I can't think of another story that's better than that.
When they hug the books?
When they hug the books, yes. And it's because, and I think the other message too is when they get to choose as many as they want. We tell them, come in and choose as many as you. Oftentimes we'll hand them a bag and say, here, you need to fill this bag. And they're just, some of these kids have no books. I've been to schools recently where there were children that said they had no books. And that shouldn't happen. So hopefully we're solving that. All of our books are donated. We have donations from Unique Thrift Store. They have been a partner of ours since day one. They're over here in Burnsville. They're amazing. They give us anywhere from 6 to 12 totes a week. So we get a lot from them. We are very grateful to them. We have schools, organizations do book drives for us. We've got high schools that do book drives as a project. I've had National Honor Society students have that as a community project and donate books. We've had authors that donate. We have distributors and publishers that donate new books. They come from all over. We do get some grants. We're actually in the process now, so we are partnered with Reading is Fundamental. And we get a book match from them every year. So we'll put in what funding we have for books, and then they will match it. So I did that last year. We're doing it again this year. We have won for the second time a First Book Pizza Hut grant of $500. So I've given that $250 to each of my satellites because they need books more than we do. So they're ordering those books, and that's a grant that we've gotten. So we pretty much get them from all over. My partner Sue and I, when we started, I think we went to 2 garage sales, and that was all we ever had to do. When the word gets out, this room gets filled. Volunteers, we love volunteers. We have volunteers of all ages, from kids with their parents to retired people. A lot of teachers. We have a lot of retired teachers that come and volunteer and help us. Some of the book things that we need are languages. We can't keep languages in enough. Spanish, Hmong, Somali, any of those dialects we need. You can go to our website, which is at thefreebookbuggie.org. We have an events tab, which is our calendar. So drop that down and you can find us all over the Twin Cities. We're all the way already out into October of this year. You can sign, if you want to volunteer at something, you can sign up right there on that date, if that works for you. Our book sort Saturdays occur every Saturday from 10 to 12 at Burnsville High School. That is a great place to start learning about us, to see what we do and how we do it. And then, from there, coming to an event just to see what we do and the reaction of the community and the children is really the best way to see what we're all about.